Hey everyone, it's Tanya from Crafty Enchantments. I'm back here with pixidustdesigns today, and we are going to create a fun beach scene that's a Halloween card. I am working with the cute Trick-or-Treater stamp set. This stamp set features 8 images and 5 sentiments. There's a cute little pumpkin girl, a witch, a mummy, a vampire, and then I believe a little boy dressed in a devil costume. Plus you get an adorable kitty and a ghost. I'm going to pair that with the Beach Day Slimline scene. And this set features, let's see here, this set has 13 dies, one background die, and then it has 3 different wave options. Plus you get clouds, a palm tree, a boat, a sun, there's birds, a starfish, and then there's that adorable little crab. So lots of fun things that you can create with this set. I'm going to show a little bit of the coloring I did for my characters, for my trick-or-treaters. I ended up coloring, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images from this set, 6 images from this set. I did not use all of them in my card, but I'll show you a little bit of the coloring that I did. I am using Shinhan Touch alcohol markers for this. They're one of the markers that I like a lot. So they go down pretty well, and they blend pretty well, so pretty easy to work with. So I'm just showing a little bit of the coloring here. I'm going to add in some skin tone for her face and her arms, using a couple different shades, trying to give her a little bit of a shadow around her face. These images are so cute and so easy to color. You can add as much or as little detail to them. I did give her she has a little blonde hair, and I did do a little bit of highlights there in her hair. Kind of hard to tell, but really, really cute. I think the ghost and the cat are probably my favorite, but it's kind of hard to choose because I really do like all of them. It's a fun set. And who doesn't love cute little trick-or-treaters for Halloween? Adding a little bit of rosy cheek here to her. Making it a little bit rosier. I used a lighter pink and I decided I didn't like it. Then just finishing off her arms, and then I'll color up her shoes and her little Halloween candy pail. And then I will cut all of these images out so they'll be ready to go on my card. Next, I'm going to do a little bit ink blending. I'm starting out with some squeezed lemonade, and I just used a circle mask that I had from a stencil set, and I have adhered that to my card. This is the sky portion of the Slimline Beach Day set, and I have just added that stencil with a little bit of repositional adhesive. And I'm going to ink blend on several different distress inks here. I'm using broken china, building up my layers gradually to create a fun nighttime scene. So I'm going to make a spooky Halloween sky, and I'm going to have a glowing yellow moon. So now I'm using a little bit of peacock feathers again, just trying to deepen and darken this. I found that it doesn't, I don't have a lot of luck going in with just a dark color right off. I have to build and blend up my layers to get a really good blend and get a good looking nighttime scene. So now I'm adding in the blueprint sketch, which is my darkest blue. And doing it this way keeps it from looking splotchy, I think. So I added a little bit of wilted violet. Now I'm going in with a little bit of villainous potion. I think the wilted violet wasn't quite dark enough, so I think the villainous potion actually worked out better. Really gives it that nighttime vibe. And then I will add in a tiny amount of black soot here at the end. The black soot really adds to the nighttime ambience. Really makes that moon kind of pop against the background. I really love how this looks. I'm going to remove that mask and I'm going to use a sand eraser to erase the repositionable adhesive that's left. And then I'm going to go in with just what's left on my blending brush, adding just a tiny bit more squeezed lemonade to the sun, to the moon, to make it look more like a moon, make it look like it's a glowing moon. And when I'm happy with that, I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Moon Mask stencil. This is the smallest stencil from that set. It's still too big, but I'm going to use a portion of it, adding in a little bit of hickory smoke distress oxide with that stencil, and that's going to give us some sort of the shadowing and the craters sort of on the moon. Here I have cut the beach portion of the Slimline Beach Day set from some craft cardstock, and I have ink blended on walnut stain and vintage photo to try to give it a little bit of dimension and depth. And I'm using my Olo markers to go in and add a little bit of like pixelating and give it a little bit more dimension and make it look more like dunes on a beach. I did use the negative portion of that dye to kind of ink blend on a little bit too, to give it a little bit of shadowy look to it. Here I am taking my palm trees that I have cut. I cut the leaves portion from some teal, like dark teal cardstock, and then I cut the stems from a brown cardstock, and I am just ink blending on a little bit of peacock feathers to the leaves to darken them up, so that the palm trees that are on the left side of my Slimline card panel will be darker because they will be furthest away from the moon, and then the one on the right side will be a little bit lighter because it'll be closer to the moon. And I know teal is not your traditional color for palm trees, but I thought it would be fun, since this was a nighttime scene, to have them not be so green because they would be darker. I could have done green, but I thought they were I like the teal color. I think it's kind of fun for this scene. Just adding a little bit of shadow detail to each of those leaves. And then I will glue the stem onto it, or the trunk, using my reverse tweezers. Here I have die cut the sailboat and the little crab, gluing those pieces together because it's two pieces for the die. The front, you get the front and the back. And then I'm going to add in some little black flat beads to the crab for his eyes, to give him a little bit of dimensional eyes. He is so cute. I had so much fun with him. He's a lot cuter when you get him cut. I did add a little bit of shading to him also, and then I added shading to my sailboat as well. So now I'm going to cut some of the waves from the beach set. I'm using the Altier, this is called Shark Tooth White pigment ink, and I'm using a detailed blending brush, and I'm just going inside of each of those waves and adding a little white detail. I figured the moon would be hitting the waves and kind of casting a light as the wave comes up, so I thought that was kind of a fun detail. I will also go back and add some Jelly Roll Stardust pin to the inside of those waves for just a little bit of shimmer on each one of them. And on the bottom side of the waves, I will ink blend a small amount of black soot ink as well. So that'll give them a little bit more depth and dimension against my background when I glue everything together. I think this is really a fun look. I wasn't sure how this was going to work, but I think it worked well, and I think it turned out looking really good on the card. It really pops against my night sky background and also against my sandy beach that I created. So fun. This is such a fun set, and I had a lot of fun creating this. So here I'm going to add some dimensional foam to each of my die cut images and place them into my beach scene. We have our witch with her little kitty cat. He's so cute. And then I I cut some of the starfish also. I cut those from, I think I used the same craft cardstock, and I ink blended a little Pink Fresh Studio Coral Reef onto those starfish. And I'm going to glue those down. Didn't use any dimensional foam on those, I just glued them directly to the beach scene. And I'm going to use dimensional foam for my little pumpkin girl and my vampire. They're so cute. Little vampire is so cute. And I gave him purple eyes because I thought it kind of enhanced the purple vest and the purple and red with his costume. I thought that was kind of fun. Getting her positioned so she's right next to him. I'm going to glue down my palm tree. I did pop the top part of the palm trees up with a little dimensional foam. And then in my palm tree cluster on the left-hand side, I cut a piece of, it was iridescent vellum, and I had a little spiderweb die, and I added that into the palm trees just to add to the scene a little bit. I'm going to add this adorable little ghost up here hanging out in the trees. I'm going to add in my other starfish and my cute little crab. Some liquid glue. I have my sailboat in the background. I like how it's shaded so it looks like the moon is casting off the sails of the sailboat. This little crab is so cute. So fun. And then I added a sentiment trick or treat at the top with the little flag banner. And that finishes up my card. How stinking cute is this? Thank you so much for stopping by Pixie Dust Designs. Please make sure to click like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of all future videos. Thank you so much. Goodbye.